There is a specific kind of exhaustion that comes from being unable to leave your own mind. You lie down to sleep, and instead of rest, there is rehearsal. A conversation from 6 hours ago returns for cross-examination, and a decision that hasn't been made yet begins generating consequences in 10 different futures. We usually describe this state harshly, calling ourselves anxious, obsessive, or dramatic. We assume there is something shameful about the mind returning to the same place, as if repetition itself were a moral failure. Beneath the anxiety is an ancient, highly evolved threat detection algorithm. In a perilous environment, noticing the wrong thing too late could cost your life. Your nervous system is built to favor a false alarm over a missed danger. Condemning the mind for this activity doubles the internal burden. We experience the original worry, and then we suffer through the secondary conviction that our worry makes us defective. We end up at war with the very system trying to keep us safe. This struggle persists because we try to solve mental discomfort using the same tools we use for the external world. If your car stops working, analysis is appropriate. You can stand apart from the engine, identify the faulty part, and fix it. Inner suffering follows a different set of rules. When the problem is the activity of the mind itself, the instrument doing the investigation is the exact same instrument generating the disturbance. The observer and the mechanism are hopelessly entangled. Logic applied to this closed loop acts like an accelerant. Instead of clarity, the mind produces branching variations of the original problem. You spend hours in analysis, yet the emotional knot remains exactly where it was. You are asking a tool built for separation to create a state of wholeness. The more you think about the mind, the deeper the loop becomes. A Harvard professor and highly trained psychologist who mastered the intellect, Richard Alpert spent his early life at the pinnacle of this analytical world. He realized that his expertise offered no escape from his own mental noise. He proved that even the most rigorous academic analysis reaches a ceiling when applied to the human heart. His journey away from overthinking was fueled by the discovery that more information does not equal more peace. Alpert, who later became Ram Dass, realized that the rational mind is a wonderful servant, but a terrible master. In most of us, the servant has staged a coup and claimed the seat of identity. He called our social conditioning somebody training. We spend years building a coherent ego, and once that identity is formed, the mind becomes a full-time surveillance system. It must constantly monitor, compare, and rehearse to defend that fragile somebody from failure or rejection. Overthinking is ultimately the ego's attempt at protection. It clings fiercely to thought because it fears that if the thinking stops, the identity it has built will simply vanish. Ram Dass found a way out of the intellect's trap through Eastern contemplative traditions. He discovered that freedom starts with a change in our relationship to the flow of thought. He introduced the concept of the witness. This is a layer of consciousness that simply notices the brain's activity. It is a presence that remains steady while thoughts move across the field of experience. He described this shift as standing on a bridge. You are watching the raging river of thoughts flow beneath you. This creates a vital separation. Instead of experiencing a thought like, "I am a failure," as your reality, you simply see it moving through awareness. Stepping back from the story collapses the power of the loop. When you realize you are the one watching the thoughts lose their authority over who you are. Ram Dass spent decades teaching these concepts to modern audiences, helping them navigate the specific pressures of the Western mind. He warned that the witness can easily be co-opted by the ego. If we aren't careful, we use observation as a new way to coldly judge ourselves, watching our thoughts with an air of clinical disappointment. His ultimate practice was loving awareness. It moves the center of gravity from the head to the heart. You learn to meet the frantic, overthinking mind with the same gentle compassion you would show a frightened child. You acknowledge the worry without needing to fight it. A system built on fear cannot be healed through attack. The mind only settles when it feels safe enough to stop its constant vigilance. This leads to the invitation to be here now. The present moment is the only place where life is actually happening, serving as a refuge from the mind's constant travel into the past or the future. Effective meditation focuses on the act of returning. You allow thoughts to appear, notice the moment they carry you away, and then gently guide your attention back to the present. That moment of recognition, that quiet return, is the practice. Seeing this biological reality changes how we view ourselves. If overthinking is simply a misfiring survival tool, then the person observing that tool isn't defective. You are the awareness behind the noise, a presence that remains at peace regardless of the speed of the thoughts. You are no longer the servant. You are the master who has finally come home.
Thank you for watching. If something in this resonated with you, then you're already closer than you think. If you're ready to go deeper, there's a link below to my book, Ram Dass and the End of Overthinking, Loving Awareness for a Quieter Mind. This isn't theory, it's a framework you can actually use. Tap the link below and step into it.